imitation of an aeroplane.
Hey, 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 hey! Airplane! Airplane! Contact! Airplane! Airplane!
And now, a fire engine.
A fire engine! Fire!
The next imitation will be that of a motorboat.
Come on! Oh.
You better do that imitation of the train with the trombone. A train!
A train!
A train!
A train!
I'm sure we've all enjoyed the spirited performance for the members of the University Musical Club. The success of this evening's exhibition is due in a great measure to Mr. Skip Houston, who, despite the fact that he's a very busy and successful orchestra leader, has thought enough of his alma mater to help us out with his famous band. I will now ask Mr. Houston to step out and introduce the last part of the entertainment.
Let's stop the clowning, boys. There's been a great deal of discussion about fan dances. I'm pleased to announce that we have the greatest array of fan dancers ever assembled. want now?
For the love of Pete, the train leaves in 20 minutes.
Oh, what?
So what?
I assume that most of you know we're on our way to Chicago, where we have the honor of appearing as guest orchestra at the Chez Pierre. And then on to New York to begin rehearsals for Billy Madison's Frolics. Those animal cries you are hearing are the members of my orchestra. Swell fellows, really.
How about a solo, Skip?
Well, if you insist.
Come in. Come in.
Who comes in? My favorite violin solo, and I hope yours. Souvenir.
Where's Mr. Houston?
He'll be right out.
On the train. Oh, when does he come?
At the moment, I'm afraid I don't know you.
Oh, I can't live without you. I love you. I love you.
Please, please.
Well, if I can't have you, nobody else will.
Bonnie, you've been with me for a long time. I like you, and I want you to stay with me, but I don't want any more of this stuff.
I'm sorry it went wrong, Skip, but you gotta admit it was a wild stunt. It made the front pages, didn't it?
Yes, featuring Bonnie Cowan. But I don't want any more of this phony publicity.
Can I help it whose pictures they take?
All right, Bonnie. All right. Forget it. But please, no more publicity stunts. Now, be a good fellow. See that the boys and their instruments don't get lost or something.
You just don't appreciate me.
I ain't got no contract with them. I got you the work, didn't I? I want my 10%.
Yeah, but I'm doing the dancing.
Dancing, did you say? The manager's got a different idea. I gotta talk myself blue in the face. I gotta get down on my knees. I gotta perjure my soul to get to 3 days booking. Dancing, your feet ain't me. There ain't a stage door between Maine and Texas that you ain't been kicked out of. Give.
Save a little of that spiel, 10%. You're going to need it.
Hi, Bonnie. Glad to see you, honey.
I've been fine up to now.
Good.
Do you see Bonnie Hayden's name up there anywhere? I thought I was a featured performer around here up to now. Do you see any mention of it anywhere?
Sure, can't you read? Houston. Hayden.
Well, I've got one for you, too. Nelson. Fired.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the difference, honey? It's only up there for tonight. Your name is up every other night in the week. After all, Houston's a fairly big name.
He's a short, stupid name to me. He and that publicity smile.
Well, maybe what the fella needs is a good agent. I'll have to speak to him about it.
I didn't like him when he played here last year, and I like him a whole lot less now. Look at that silly grin. What's he trying to prove? That he's good to his mother?
I don't know. Maybe he breathes through his mouth.
There ought to be a law against guys like that breathing in the first place.
Well, you got to give a performance with him tonight.
The things I do for my public.
Ah, be yourself. When I found you were checking hats at 10 cents a copy. Don't give me that stuff.
Oh, keep it to yourself.
Boys, we'll start with the introduction. Go down through the verse and the chorus when we get to that special chorus. Wally, give me a bucket.
Well. The musical morons breezing through Chicago. And Skip Houston in his usual position.
Not quite the thing for a young lady. Much better. Hello, Bonnie. Still Miss Poison Ivy to the boys.
Science is a marvelous thing. Look what it's done now. An orchestra without a leader.
I got an idea.
Give it back, you wouldn't know what to do with it.
No, listen. All the guys around Chicago know that Bonnie Hayden and Skip Houston don't like each
The
other.
guys in Chicago could see that with their eyes shut.
Now, listen. Now, get this. You and Skip are married on the Michigan Avenue Link Bridge. It's a drawbridge, see? You stand on one side and Skip stands on the other. And when the bridge closes, bringing you two together, the preacher comes down in the middle in a parachute. Wow! Will that hit the front pages?
What sinister forces are keeping you off the brain trust?
No kidding. Don't you think it's a great idea?
What would you charge to get yourself kidnapped?
Just the carrying charge. Boy, is that one for the book?
One look at that book and even Joe Miller would turn over in his grave. Quiet, boys. Mr. Cowan is creating.
You didn't think that up just now. Who writes your stuff, Barney? Tell the truth.
The tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth. You guys just don't appreciate me.
What number have you memorized this season, Miss Hayden?
One you probably never heard of. It's a popular number.
Don't go away mad.
Why the 660 grin? There aren't any photographers around. Or do you really breathe through your mouth?
Well, let's get to work. She probably needs to rehearse badly. Let the band play on, play until the dawn. Music is the language of romance. Look behind the scenes, think what music means. No one is unhappy while he's dancing. Sweet music makes a rainy day seem clear again. It brings you near again to me. Sweet music makes a bitter word grow sweet again. Two hearts can beat again in harmony. We've learned to sing a song in spring, and yet if I forget it by December, will you remember? Sweet music makes the same old story new again. I bring to you again my song. I'd like to sing for you a very new ballad, a very lovely thought called Every Day. Walter? Love's confession makes a poor impression when you sing it in a kidding way. Though I'm mighty, frivolous and flighty, honest, I'm not fooling when I say every day I'll fall in love all over again with you. I'll never let our love grow old. I'll always keep it new. Every day I'll let you know that my Valentine is you.
How does a guy like that get by?
You must hear something. You're her agent, aren't you? So what? I got a marvelous idea for some publicity.
Go away.
All right. Just for that, I won't tell you.
Thing I do, I'll do to prove to you that romance never will die. It may be a word or a sigh, a gift that I'll bring, and as the years go by, every day I'll fall in love all over again with you. I'll never let our love grow old. I'll always keep it new. I would like now to introduce a young lady who dances and who comes from Chicago. You may not care for her dancing, but at least remember that she comes from Chicago. They tell me she has a world of talent and loads of personality. I'm sure you all remember Miss Bonnie Hayden. Routine. In fact, it always was a good routine. I remember way back in 1914.
If you can bury it yourself.
Better begin to sing, Bonnie.
Every day I'll fall in love all over again with you. I'll never let our love grow old. I'll always keep it new.
I had to help you out. The customers were starting to walk out on you.
Wiggle it along, fellas. That train won't wait for us.
Goodbye, Mr. Houston. Thanks again.
Enjoyed being with you. Sorry we can't take you anywhere. We're going right to the station.
You can't get there too fast as far as I'm concerned.
And in parting, let me suggest that you work hard, be nice to the right people, and maybe someday I'll find you in the big time, but I doubt it. Toodaloo.
I'll give you the rest of the dough next week, 10%. Right now, I'm broke. Right now, I want $22, exactly 10% of your alleged earnings. Yeah, with the dough I'm getting, I might as well give up. You gave up long ago, but you didn't know it.
Where can I find Miss Hayden?
Give it to me. Give him a quarter. That's $21.75 you owe me. Well, I put it over for you.
Put what over?
Been working on it for weeks. Didn't tell you because I figured something might slip up and it might not go over.
What are you talking about?
You opening Billy Madison's Frolic September the 1st at 400 berries per. Think that over. Good old Billy, there's a pal.
10%. Honest?
Sure, honey, sure. I figured you were ready for the big time, so I wired Billy. He and I started together. We've been buddies ever since. Told him I was grooming a kid who would be a knockoff in his new show.
Oh, 10%.
Billy knows me. He knows my opinions count for something in this business. He'd tear the show wide open just to make a spot for you if I asked him. I told you we were going places.
Oh, you darling.
Honey, this ain't gonna make me forget my 10%. Feeling nervous, honey?
A little bit.
Well, that's only natural, but don't let it get you down. Remember, I've made plenty of headliners overnight. Ruby Keeler, Al Jolson, Ben Burney. Of course, they all had the stuff, but who brought it out? Who taught them the little tricks, the smile, the break in the voice?
William 10% Nelson.
You're right, William 10% Nelson, and I can do the same for you.
I hope you can.
What a swell pair we'd make. You with your singing and dancing, and me with the ability to put you over. And not to speak of it again, but if you'd only marry me...
I thought we'd forgotten that.
Not a chance. I'm going to broadcast it. I got a pal who's a skywriter. Maybe I'll write it all over the sky in smoke. Bill Nelson loves Bonnie Hayden.
Giving yourself top billing as usual.
Sure, and don't forget, if you marry me, you can save that 10% you're paying me now. Billy Madison around?
He's in his office, 2 flights up.
Right.
He's busy now. I don't think he wants to be disturbed.
Well, keep on trying to find the Queen of Spades. I'll do the thinking around here.
In 1929, I lost that will of mine. So don't go on dying, baby. You're all I have left.
How do you like it?
It's lousier than ever.
Billy, I'll stake my life on this number. It's got everything in it.
Yeah, that's the trouble with it. Yes?
Hello, Billy, old pal. Ain't seen you in a dog's age. You look fine, just fine. Got your wine, brought Miss Hayden right with me. Billy, wait till you see this dog breathe through a routine. She's got everything.
This is Mr. Madison.
Legs, looks, and the voice, and the multiple movements. And when I say multiple, I mean more than one.
Exactly what is your connection with Miss Hayden?
Why, Mr. Madison, you ain't just looking at Bonnie Hayden. You're looking at the little girl I took out of high school and gave her first job. I taught her how to forget singing and learn to put a song over. The way she throws her hips, the way she wrinkles her nose. I taught her that. I fought for her with double-crossing agents and chiseling managers. Why, Bob, you ain't talking to me. Everything she is or ever will be, she owes to me. Not to be too detailed, I'm her agent.
Miss Hayden, you're in a tough spot. You've only got a couple of days to get your stuff together. Do you think you can do it?
Sure, we can do it.
I'll try, Mr. Madison.
All right, here's your music. Get after it this afternoon and see if you can set your dance routine to it.
Sure, the music's a cinch. Fits like a glove.
Rehearsal tonight at 8:15. We'll see you there.
Okay, Mr. Madison, tonight at 8:15, you're going to see a new star. And when the show opens, a new chapter in the history of musical comedy is going to be written by the golden voice and twinkling toes of Bonnie Hayden, under the personal supervision and management of William Lancelot Nelson. See you tonight, Mr. Madison, at 8:15.
Make a cut from the first 2 bars to the last 2 bars.
Come on, boys, step on it. Let's get started.
Mr. Madison, one of the horses in the rodeo number's down with the colic.
Down with a colic? Only my actors have the right to get sick at the last minute. Who's been talking to that horse? Who gave him those ideas?
The girls' bolero costumes won't be ready for the dress rehearsal, Mr. Madison.
Oh, it isn't worth it. The whole darn business isn't worth it. Takes 10 years off my life. I'm through with show business after this. Now listen, boys. Do me a favor, will you? My horses have no costumes. My girls are down with a colic. Now, if you want me to live through this show, I want you to cut out the monkey business during rehearsal. Do you hear me?
Okay, Billy, we'll behave. Cut out the kibitzing tonight, will you, boys? Behave like human beings for once in your lives.
I'd like to see some human beings behave like us once in a while.
Put on Miss Hayden's number. Where is she? Is she ready?
All right, Mr. Madison, we're ready.
Do you think I'll be all right?
Listen, honey, you couldn't be bad even if you tried. You'll have them slamming out there before you're halfway through your number. Now go out and knock 'em dead for the old folks in Chicago and my 10%.
Here we go.
Now what's the matter?
Mr. Madison, will you make that grinning baboon stop laughing at me? I can't stand it. Breaks me up.
Say, Houston, what's going on up there? A private feud of your own?
All right, Billy, all right. The first guy what smiles gets thrown out, see?
Now what?
Don't worry, kid, I'll fix this. Now listen, Mr. Madison, you may as well understand I'm not going to stand for it. Miss Hayden is too high-strung, too fine a performer to be roasted around by a fiddler.
You rest your shattered nerves for a minute. Now, Miss Hayden, what's the trouble between you and Skip?
He haunts me. He grins at me, Mr. Madison.
Why, that's my famous smile.
That wide-open mouth of yours. I can't stand it, Mr. Madison.
What's wrong with my mouth? It's considered one of nature's masterpieces.
So's the Grand Canyon.
Please, please, I've got 10 years of life at stake, and you argue. Now, what's the matter with you two?
Nothing. We're getting on much better than usual.
Well, I can't understand it. Why in the name of the Cherry Sisters did you insist that I send for her if you can't get along any better than this?
You mean he sold her?
What?
Nothing, Mr. Madison. I guess we were a little bit hasty. I'll handle this.
Now what?
Oh, forget it. We'll get along.
Now, listen, honey, you've got to take things easy. After all, this is our big opportunity.
Well, Oh, all right, I'll try.
Atta girl.
All right, we'll try it again.
just how to start. You've kept yourself so far apart from me. It shouldn't be. Your disguise is very clear. You're not as cold as you appear to be. For I can see there's a different you in your heart that is regular and real. There's a different you down in your heart you're trying to conceal. While I see you frowning, trying to look wise, there's somebody smiling through the window of your eyes.
And to think I had to come all the way to New York to look at that face of yours again.
Was that noise really coming from your throat? My, my. What the human animal is capable of. There's a different you down in your heart that's nothing short of grand. The stem of the rose may be thorny, the flower is tender and sweet. There's a different you in your heart that I hope someday to meet.
Lulu, you're just the dame I'm looking for.
Yeah, what for?
I want you to jump in the lake.
And you know what you can do?
You don't get the idea. It's a publicity gag.
A what?
Publicity. You'll get your picture in all the papers.
You mean just because I jump in the lake?
Something like that. Look, the mayor is dedicating something in Central Park at 2 o'clock. Skip and the boys will be there playing for the ceremonies. All you gotta do is go to the lake and jump in.
Why?
You holler, I love Skip Houston, but Skip doesn't love me, so goodbye, world.
But I don't love him.
That's got nothing to do with it. All you do is holler and jump in. It's only 2 feet deep. You stay there till somebody pulls you out.
And then what?
And then what? There'll be a gang of photographers and reporters there taking pictures of the ceremonies and you fall in the lake. They're bound to pick up the story and spread it all over the front pages. Your picture and Skip's. You'll be famous.
Yeah, but Dopey won't like it.
Who's Dopey?
Dopey Malone. He's my big brother.
Oh, never mind your big brother. Come on.
Yeah, but Dopey won't like it. He's sensitive about those things.
And the planting of this new grove will bring more beauty and more pleasure to the citizens of this city, to whom this park provides a pleasant retreat. Citizens who may spend their days without ever seeing a tree were it not for these good green acres. Now, before the actual dedication, we will hear Mr. Skip Houston and his orchestra. Mr. Houston will favor us with an original composition, which he will render.
Render, to rip open, tear apart. I'll say you render it.
Blue are the skies for the hearts that return to the fold from the hours of toil that flower the soil with green and gold. Great is the joy when you've something to have and to hold in the land of my humble birth. Give me my place on earth. Let me stand with the grip of the plow in my hand on the good green acres of home, my land, where a friend is treasured and your wealth is measured by the strength of heart and a hand. Let with the sun and the wind and the rain, while I plant my acres with golden grain. Let me build my love nest with a stick and a stone on the good green acres of a home, my home, the good green acres of a home.
Let me stand with the grip of the plow in my
hand, on the good green acres of home, my land,
where a friend is treasured and your wealth is measured by the strength of heart and hand. Let me live with the sun and the wind and the rain,
while I plant my acres with golden grain. Let me build my love nest with a stick and a stone on the good green acres of a home, my home.
the good green acres of
Are you sure you know what to say?
Oh, yeah. I practiced the words all the way up here. I love...
Not now. Wait till you get over there. Now, don't be afraid. The water's only 2 feet deep. Okay.
I love... me.
Skip Houston! Skip Houston!
I love Skip Houston. He doesn't love me. So goodbye, world.
Come on!
He doesn't love me. Goodbye. Who is it?
Come on, get back there. Get back here. What's the matter? Get back. Come on, get back. Get back.
What are you doing?
I had it all worked out, Skip. It was a cinch to go over.
That's enough from you.
I love Skip Houston!
Quiet, please!
Yes?
I'm dopey.
Well, that's too bad, but there's nothing I can do about it, is there?
Sure there is. You're gonna marry Lulu.
What?
I said you're gonna marry Lulu. No fiddler's gonna make a fool out of my sister and get away with it.
Your sister? Say, would you mind telling me who your sister is and who you are?
I'm Dopey Malone, one of Jimmy Garson's boys, and my sister's Lulu Betts. Poor kid. Trying to drown herself over a cheese like you.
Oh, you mean in the lake this afternoon? That was a publicity stunt. My press agent faked it to get our names in the papers. Just a gag, you know.
You're gonna marry her right now, see?
But I don't know your sister. Oh, I know she's one of the kids in the chorus, but I never met her.
Now listen, you hamburger.
Barney, you're just in time. Now tell this fellow about this afternoon.
Sure, I got it all fixed up. Here's Ed Carson of the Gazette, Roy Palmer of the Herald, and Pete Daisy of the Chronicle. They want to hear about it, too. Boys, meet Skip Houston.
How are you, Mr. Houston? Tell Mr. Malone here that the business in the park this afternoon was just what it was, a publicity stunt.
A publicity stunt? Nothing of the kind. You see, boys, Skip is very bashful.
Barney, I've got to see you alone for a minute.
But the boys want a story.
I'll see you alone for a minute or they'll get a story about me socking you right in the teeth.
Will you excuse us a minute, fellas?
Certainly.
Yeah.
This dope, I mean Dopey here, insists that I mistreated his sister and that her dive in the park this afternoon is because I deserted her. And he insists that I marry her.
Oh.
Don't stand there, no. Say something.
It was just a publicity stunt, Mr. Dobie. Sure it was.
You see?
You guys ain't kidding me. He says twice he's on a level, don't he?
But I was mistaken.
Well, I ain't. And my sister didn't jump in the lake just for the swimming, and you're gonna marry Lulu.
Now, look here, old man. If your sister was to tell you it was a gag, would you believe her?
Well, maybe.
Hurry up. Get Lulu. Go on. Get her. Have a cigarette?
No.
Do you mind if I have one?
No.
Lulu!
Yes?
Lulu, your brother's here.
Oh, Dopey?
Yeah, Dopey. And he's burned up on account of the act you did in the park. He thinks Skip mistreated you, and he's demanding that Skip marry you.
Why, whatever do you mean? Skip marry me?
That's the idea in a nutshell.
Oh, Dopey gets a lot of crazy ideas. What does Skip say?
What do you think he says? Now listen, you gotta square it. You gotta tell your brother it was all a publicity stunt.
Or else Mr. Skip will have to marry me?
From the looks of Dopey, I'd say yes.
Hello.
Miss Betts, will you tell your brother that I've never made love to you?
Oh, Mr. Skip.
Huh?
But that's not true.
What's not true?
What you said?
Look here, Lulu. Did this tomato give you the runaround, or didn't he?
Well, I'm afraid he did.
What?
What's the idea? All right, Philly, you're gonna marry her.
There's been some mistake. Let me explain.
Come on.
I can't marry her right now. I'm opening in a show.
I got that all arranged. Come on.
You can't pull a shotgun wedding on me.
I don't believe in shotguns. I generally carry this.
Oh, that's different.
Now, come on. Hey!
And by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Connecticut, I pronounce you man and wife.
Oh. Barney, we're married.
Yeah. Must have been love at first sight between those two.
You're sure she jumped in the lake on account of him?
Positive.
Funny, she thought it was you.
An hallucination.
Huh? Yeah, well, just so long as she's married.
Sure. Well, I've got to run along. I'm opening that show tonight. Thanks, Barney. You're a swell pal. And by the way, you're fired.
I'm what?
Well, I'll do all I can to help you, but not in this racket. You've got responsibilities now.
Oh, Barney, you lost your job and you found me.
Even if I find a job, it doesn't mean I lose you.
Oh, just a minute, Mr. Houston. I want to talk to you.
Sure, but some other time. I'm in a hurry now. This isn't a midnight show I'm playing, you know.
But I want to talk to you now.
Oh, all right.
I guess you ain't such a bad guy at that. For a crooner. You know, I've been thinking. Things ain't so hot in my business. I got a good mind to muscle into this crooning racket. I get a swell pair of pipes myself. Soprano. I'll be seeing you about this crooner business.
Yeah. Goodbye.
So long. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me.
Put it right down over there.
You're telling me.
What gets me is where Skip got to.
I don't care where he got to. If I never see Skip Houston again, it'll be too soon.
Well, I'm not going to stand for it. I'll sue Billy Madison and Skip Houston for $1 million. I'll take this case to the highest court.
In the meantime, will you get an expressman?
Am I late?
Oh, no. You're just in time for next year's edition.
What happened?
What do you think happened? Madison blew up.
Fine stunt to pull. I bring Bonnie all the way from Chicago, put her in the frolics, and you bust the show before it opens.
I couldn't help it, honestly.
Come on, honey. There are plenty other chances in this town. I'll have you in something before you even know it.
Yes? Very well. Mr. Nelson, will you wait in the next office, please?
Thank you.
All right, but don't put the cart alongside the horse. If you'll shut up your mouth, I can make up my mind.
You don't gotta make up your mind. I'll be the mind maker for both of us. So that our first program on the air will be a Colossus.
What is the Colossus?
A Colossus is well, it doesn't make any difference. I got it all down here. Now, here's the way the program starts.
And here's where the program ends. We'll stick to making cigars.
That's the way. I build up and you destruct. You'll make cigars. I'll make the cigars. I always have. I made seltzer, smooth-smoking cigars for smart, sophisticated smokers what it is today.
Then who tore up the trademark, huh? Answer me that.
Yeah, and who thought of worm-proof wrappers around good fillers for good fellas?
Pardon my round shoulders, gentlemen. You are, yes, I live and breathe the Seltzer Brothers. I've seen your pictures on the billboard. Seltzer smooth-smoking cigars for smart, sophisticated smokers. What a trademark. What an idea. Now you're going to further publicize your product by a radio program. How fortunate I dropped in. What a coincidence for you.
What for us?
Allow me. I'm William Lancelot Nelson. I'm going to do you boys a lot of good.
Yes, we've been done a lot of good before.
Now, if you finish speaking, I want to tell you a few things. First, you got the finest cigar in the market, right?
Right.
And the finest cigar's got to have the finest program on the air, right?
Right.
And the finest program's got to have Bonnie Hayden on it, right?
Right. Who's Bonnie Hayden?
Who's Bonnie Hayden? Shame on you, right?
Right.
What? I never heard of her. What does she do? Is it a secret?
Every devotee of the dance, every lover's song knows, yes, and loves Bonnie Hayden.
You say, wait a minute. You didn't tell us yet what is a Bonnie
She
Hayden?
sings as sweetly as all angels, dances as lightly as all nymphs. Right now, I have dozens, yes, hundreds of offers for her.
And still she's out of work?
Only because she doesn't want to leave New York. Reviews, vaudeville, and the movies all clamoring for her. But here she stays, gentlemen, and lucky you are. I guarantee when Bonnie sings, every man listening, if he's got any red blood in his veins, will listen in a trance. Bonnie will steal into their hearts with a song and slip a box of seltzer smooth-smoking cigars for smart, sophisticated smokers into their pockets at the same time. She's sure fire she can't miss.
Then now, wait a minute. She may be a good shot. But if she steals into the hearts with red blood in a trance, you talk so fast, I don't know what it is. Can she sell cigars? That's what I want to know.
She can.
Well, where can we hear her?
Any place.
Any place? What is she, a wandering minstrel?
See, we got to see the man that handles our program.
And who, may I ask, is delegated with that authority?
Skip Houston.
We signed his orchestra.
Will you please come in now, Mr. Seltzer?
Thank you.
With pleasure. Say, maybe we can have this Miss,
Hayden.
Yes, have her come over to the rehearsal this afternoon. And if Skip Houston likes her, maybe she can sing for us.
I'll have her here with feathers in her hair.
She's got feathers in her hair?
Merely a figure of speech.
Oh.
Let me stand with the grip of the plow in my hand. On the broad green acres of home, my land, where your friend is treasured, and your wealth is measured by the strength of heart and hand.
No.
I don't seem able to get the key.
Your tweet is all wrong.
You think so?
Yeah, you see, when I tweet, you tweet.
Oh.
Now sing from your diaphragm.
No.
Not do, tweet.
Oh, yeah. Tweet.
Show him how to do that, Waller.
It's good, ain't it? Hey, watch me take this high note for a ride. Hey! Did I bump that one off?
Have you got your tonsils out?
Yeah.
Well, you better have them put back in again.
Oh, yeah? Well, come on, fellas. Let's try it again. Come on. Let me stand with the grip with my hand. On a good green acres of home, my land, where a friend is tread. What's your idea, fellas? Come on, let's finish the song. Come on, what's your idea?
Say, boys, get your program in order.
Of all the hundreds of programs on the air, you had to get me on Skip Houston's hour.
Don't let him bother you. In a week, you'll be singing them right off the program.
Ah, the smiling sweetheart herself.
Hi, Skip. How's my old pal?
I'm really glad you're with us again.
Maybe this time we'll have a longer run than we did in the frolics. That is, unless you pull another of your brilliant publicity stunts.
That's what makes me so mad. You won't listen.
I do listen.
You don't listen. You talk and you don't say anything.
Well, I can't understand you, that's why.
Sigmund, one thing at a time, if you please.
Yes.
Remember, Rome wasn't put up in a weekend neither.
Well, what's the use to argue? I say find out what it's all about, then you can find out what you want to know.
Now, wait a minute. We're going to take this right from the start to the beginning.
Yeah.
One thing at a time, if you please.
All right, well, speak English and I can understand you.
Now, how about it, Mr. Houston? Are you ready with your rehearsal?
Just a moment, Mr. Salsa.
Hello, Skip.
Excuse me, Doc. We've got a lot of work to do.
Mr. Johnson, you're in charge of the production of this program. What kind of a theme song you got for us?
Team?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Mr. Grant there gives the first announcement, and then the orchestra plays a few bars from La Paloma.
Wait a minute. We don't want a few bars from a plumber. We want a full-size song. What are we, midgets or something? Remember, this program is for seltzers, smooth-smoking cigars for smart, sophisticated smokers.
Of course, Mr. Seltzer, of course. But we were afraid it might waste too much time. After all, a theme song is just to identify the program.
Say, Mr. Houston, come here. For one, Sidney is right. We gotta have a theme song that will express the beauty and dignity of our cigar. Something soft and sweet.
Now, wait a minute. Wait, you're going to put the people to sleep before the program starts? We ain't selling beds. We're selling cigars for real men, and we gotta have a real song. Something hot, something that sizzles.
For me, a theme song has got to be sweet.
And for me, it's got to be hot.
I say sweet.
Hot.
Sweet.
Listen, it's got to sizzle.
Now, gentlemen, perhaps we can compromise.
How about having two songs, one at the beginning and one at the end?
No, it's just no good.
We could get contortionists. Maybe they could play it.
We'll play a few chords to denote the theme song.
Swell, then we can get along with the rehearsal. Go ahead, Grant.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? How do you do? Seltzer smooth smoking cigars for sophisticated smokers.
Excuse me, please, just a minute. It sells smooth-smoking cigars for smart, sophisticated smokers. You see, you ain't got enough S's in there.
Don't sound smooth enough.
Not enough S's. Oh, give me strength.
There are more S's later on. I say Seltzers and so forth presents the sweethearts of the year, Skip Houston and Bonnie Hayden.
But couldn't you spell Bonnie Hayden with an S?
Listen, don't argue. That's good enough.
Well, there's plenty more S's he could put in.
I think Stinko would fit in very nicely.
But smart facts will get you nowhere. The program is going to be the way we tell you.
We'll see what we can do about it. Boys, we've got to break this up. Give them the old vaudeville routine. Work up to it gradually.
Okay, Skip, leave it to us.
What we paid for, we're going to get, even if it's no good.
Boys are very temperamental. They can't stand business talk.
Well, can I help it? I'm nervous, too. Maybe we make it recognize.
For me, a theme song has got to be sweet.
For me, a sizzler. Oh, Himmel.
Great work, boys.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? How do you do? Sigmund and Sidney Seltzer's Swell Smooth
That's
Smoking
all right
Cigars
this
for
week,
smart,
but next week
sophisticated
my name comes first.
presents the sweethearts of the year, Skip Houston and Bonnie Hayden.
Seltzer cigars as sweet as roses. You'll find them glowing near and afar. Under 100 million noses, every nose knows how wonderful they are.
24 $1 if you save the band. You send them in and get yourself a baby grand. Seltzer's is the most of the best in the land. Boop-a-doop-a-doo-a-doo.
Seltzer, no wonder you've succeeded. Your name will be a shining star. You gave the country what it needed, a good 5-cent cigar.
And now Skip Houston and his band.
A little novelty number called Outside. Pal of mine went calling upon his girl last night. The rain began to fall and fall. It rained with all its might. I met my pal this morning and said, did you get wet? He looked at me and said, oh, gee, you ain't heard nothing yet. Outside, the rain was pouring down. I felt mighty blue. Outside, the wind was howling round, and she felt lonesome too. Outside, we heard the thunder crash. She looked at me and sighed. Though she knew it wasn't right, she let me stay all night. Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
Outside. Outside, Hello? Yes, this is Detective Fred Allen speaking. What's that? Your wife swallowed some camera film. Well, let me know if anything develops. You say you want me to trail a hula dancer? I'll watch every move she makes. She's gone to a nudist camp and you'd like me to disguise myself? I get it. I'll be a detective inside and a little bear outside. Outside the dock. He said to me, hey, Tony, take the kids in Scapuccia. Outside with Anthony, Mariuccia, Pasquale, Giuseppe, and the bigger Joe. For 50 minutes I stayed, and I was a come back. It's a twins, the dock, he cried. Hey, voglio che fare, I say. It's a good thing I know stay all the day.
All the day.
Outside. Now outside, her husband had come back, most unexpectedly. Outside, the bally door began to crack. He must have lost his jolly key. Outside, he shouted, who are you? Oh, I'm selling ice, I cried. Oh, but he said that isn't fair, because we've got a Frigidaire. Sell your ice.
Sell your ice.
Outside.
I could tell you from now till the golden sun comes up out of the morning east how wonderful you were, but I'm simply going to say, Bonnie Hayden, you're made. From now till next Thursday night, every radio fan in the country will be saying 6 more nights till Bonnie is on. 5 more days till Bonnie Hayden's on the air. Hello, Skip, you were pretty good.
Thanks.
Well, well, Bonnie and the blushing bride.
It was great. The audience ate it up.
And not one case of indigestion.
We ought to have these long ago. Everybody should be congratulated. By Jiminy, that was a fine program.
Thanks.
Have a seltzer cigar?
There's seltzers, I'll take 2.
Save the bands. We're going to have a contest over the radio, you know? Anyone that sends in 10,000 bands first gets a baby grand piano.
10,000 seltzer cigars? They won't want a piano. They'll need a harp.
Go ahead. I can take it.
No, I just wanted to thank you.
The old war horse is softening.
I'm too happy to fight.
So am I.
I've been thinking that possibly I've been wrong and that you're not entirely a half-wit.
Say, that's quite a concession coming from you. In fact, it's high praise.
Let's bury the hatchet.
Sure. Why not?
Well, thanks.
Sure, she went big with the studio audience. That's because she's cute. The radio audience doesn't know that. Her voice over the loudspeaker is flat.
Maybe she doesn't sound so hot, Marty. She's new to the racket. Give her time.
I'm willing to give anyone a break, Skip, but...
Just don't pan her. Give her a boost.
Well...
Attaboy. I'll appreciate it. Now, you're a big shot columnist, and some saps listen to your opinions. If she's bad, forget to mention it. If she's only fair, toss her a couple of orchids.
What's this to you?
Nothing. She's just a nice kid.
Come on, out with it.
Honest, Louis.
You falling for her?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll give her a plug.
Drink up. Let's have another.
There's a tavern in the town.
In the town.
And there my true love sits me down.
Sits me down.
Wait a minute. What is this? There's something wrong here. What are you trying to do? Make a trio out of the quartet?
Just an imitation.
Oh, imitation. Look, now, there's Skip Houston. There's a jello. There's a real thing. That is. Hey, Skip, how about singing the drunkard song for us, eh? You know, your version of it.
No, not today. Some other weekend, perhaps.
Oh, Skippy, don't be that way. Look, I smoke Seltzer cigars. I'm one of your fans.
Come on now, Skip. I'm doing something for you. Give us an earful of the song.
Okay. This one is on Bonnie. There is a tavern in the town.
In the town.
And there my true love sits him down.
Sits him down.
And drinks his wine as merry as can be. And never, never thinks of me. Fare thee well, for I must leave thee. Do not let the parting grieve thee. Oh, the time has come for you and I to say goodbye. Adieu, adieu, kind friends, adieu.
Yes, adieu.
I can no longer stay with you.
Stay with you.
Oh, I'll hang my heart on a weeping willow tree. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well. He left me for a damsel dark,
Damsel dark.
Each Friday night we used to spark,
Used to spark.
And now my love, who once was true to me, takes that dark damsel on his knee. Fare thee well, for I must leave thee. Do not let the parting grieve thee. Oh, the time has come for you and I to say goodbye. Adieu, adieu, kind friends, adieu.
Yes, adieu.
I can no longer stay with you.
Stay with you.
Oh, I'll hang my heart on a weeping willow tree. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well. And now I see him nevermore.
Nevermore.
He never knocks upon my door.
On my door.
Oh, woe is me. He penned a little note. I'll read to you the words he wrote. Fare thee well, for I must leave thee. Do not let the parting grieve thee. Oh, the time has come for you and I to say goodbye. Adieu, adieu, kind friends, adieu.
Yes, adieu.
I can no longer stay with you.
Stay with you.
Oh, I'll hang my heart on a weeping willow tree. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well. Oh, dig my grave both wide and deep.
Wide and deep.
Put tombstones at my head and feet.
Head and feet.
And on my breast just carve a turtle dove to signify I died for love.
Fare thee well, for I must leave you. Do not let the parting grieve you. Oh, the time has come for you and I to say goodbye.
Adieu, adieu, kind friends, adieu.
Yes, adieu.
I can no longer stay with you.
Stay with you.
Oh, I'll hang my heart on a weeping willow tree.
Fare thee well, fare thee well,
Bunk. Some of it's right, but most of it's wrong.
Well, that's what Marty Edwards, the top radio critic, thinks of Bonnie, and here.
Yes, and here's what a million radio fans thinks about her. We got to listen to our public. And our public don't want to listen to her, so what can we do?
Give her a little time.
It don't take time. Already we got 556 Skipusen and his Musiker Club. Every time we broadcast, they hold a meeting to listen in. Yeah. And while they're listening in, every member has got to smoke a Seltzer cigar. Honest, it's in the rules of the club.
Yes, I know, but...
Listen, 500 clubs with 50 members to a club, all smoking Seltzer cigars. You know what that makes them?
Good and sick, I imagine.
Good and sick of Barney. Look at these letters. One fella says a voice that sounds better through a thick feather pillar. When they send them by airmail so they can tell us faster how terrible they think she is. Am I right, Sigmund?
For once, you're right.
So Barney goes.
All right, then, get another band.
Oh, no, we got a contract with you and your Musikers. You can't quit.
And remember, if you don't work for us, you don't work for anybody else. We take out a conjunction against you.
All right, I guess you win.
Nah, that's right, you see? That shows you got brains. So you tell Bonnie that she's through after the next broadcast.
Oh, not next week. I can't replace her that quickly. Maybe after a couple of weeks.
Oh, no, we already got somebody. A girl whose voice don't sound so sour.
Who?
Helen Morgan.
You realize it'll take time to arrange her music.
Well, the sooner the quicker. But make it snappy. Well, Bonnie is in the waste paper basket.
Of course, I don't believe all the papers say, but it is nice to know that I'm at least going over.
Yes, sure.
I was frightened to death when we got thrown out of the frolics. Scared I wouldn't be able to make the grade in New York.
You didn't act scared. You looked mad.
I didn't think when you used to play Chicago that I'd ever be grateful to you, but I am, Skip.
Forget it.
It was fun fighting with you, though.
Yes? We couldn't help fighting, could we?
What was it you wanted to tell me?
Something about the program.
Another publicity stunt?
No.
Is anything wrong, Skip?
Well, I was talking to the Salsa brothers. Say, there's a crazy pair for you. Completely dappy.
What did they want this time? Another team song?
No, something just as screwy. But I'll work it out. You give me time.
Well?
Well, I guess it's good night.
I did thank you for everything, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Don't say you're sorry.
Wait. Well, if it isn't Skip Houston himself.
Hello, 10%. What are you doing out at this hour?
Taking a stroll. What's on your mind?
I've been trying to get up enough courage to break some unpleasant news, but I can't do it.
Do what?
Tell the kid she's through.
Who, Bonnie?
Haven't you heard?
I'm only your agent. Nobody'd ever think of telling me anything.
Well, fans have been rapping her in their letters, and so the Salsas want her off the program.
Is this a rib?
I wish it were.
Well, what about the papers?
Oh, I talked the boys into giving her a break.
So the Seltzers are going to give her the well-known gate.
They've already engaged Helen Morgan. Wouldn't be so tough if it weren't for the papers, but she believes her notices.
Anything you can do?
They got me tied up in a contract.
Well, it looks like back to Chicago for us.
Why? Because the Salsas don't want her? Listen, Bonnie's got plenty to offer. She's got looks, personality, all that it takes. If you're any good at all, you can sell her.
Well, Bonnie's hard to handle. Now, when she finds
Why
out...
should she find out? Get her a job. Put her in vaudeville on the stage. Tell her it's better for her. I'll keep her on the program till she quits.
Can you do that?
I'll do it if I have to make the Salsas eat their cigars, boxes and all.
You're kind of strong for the little fella, aren't you?
You bet I am. I've fallen for her like a ton of bricks. I'm crazy about her. I wouldn't let anything hurt her.
Say, I got a notion. I think I know where I can sell her. I'll be seeing you.
Good night.
Everybody's crazy about you. The press, the public, and the Seltzer brothers, both of them. Everybody but Skip. He thinks you're getting too much publicity.
He told you that?
He told me that and a lot more. He made me promise not to tell you. Said I could handle him and his band, but you know me, Bonnie. You're more than just a client to me. I couldn't double-cross you.
What else did he say?
Well, if you must know, he's pushing you out.
You mean taking me off the program?
Right.
I don't believe it.
All right. I'll prove it to you.
Skip isn't that sort of a fellow. Why, only the other night...
Yes, I know, the other night. He's trying to peddle that old romance stuff. He told me that, too. Said he was trying to get up courage enough to tell you, but he got cold feet.
I can't believe it of Skip.
Did you know there was a rehearsal this afternoon?
No.
Sure you didn't. You weren't supposed to know it. They're breaking in that new dame of Skip.
Without telling me?
I see you still don't believe me. Well, come on, I'll show you.
You'll have to show me.
I see two lovers on the moonlit sand, standing face to face. And as he takes her little trembling hand, they slowly embrace. I see two lovers in a world apart, heart to heart, what bliss. And in my loneliness I see them start one wonderful kiss. I hear their song at the shrine of love, the wine of love, those three. Is there no voice in the spring of love to sing of love with me? I see two lovers while alone I stand by the sand and sea. I wonder when I'll find the trembling hand fate intended for me.
Come on, you've got to start earning your 10%.
Hello, what's up?
To the casual observer, it would seem that I'm packing up.
Well, and why so?
To make it a little easier for you.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you may as well drop the pretense, Skip. I know all about it.
Bonnie, I'm terribly sorry.
That's nice of you.
Please don't take it that way.
How should I take it? With a smile and a cheery word?
I wanted to tell you,
But you just couldn't get around to it. Instead, you rehearsed another girl behind my back. Well, it's all right with me, Skip. You can have your program and your girl and anything else that you like, with my compliments.
That isn't fair. I argued with the Celsius for hours. I even threatened to walk off the program. I wanted to tell you, but I didn't want to hurt you.
Very considerate of you, Skip.
Bonnie, listen to me.
You wanted me off the program, and I'm going, so why argue about it?
But I don't want you off.
Oh, save it for your public. Maybe they'll believe it.
Bonnie, you don't understand.
I understand well enough. For a little while, I began to think that you were something human, that a few other things mattered to you besides that sickly grin in your fan letters. But I was wrong on both counts. You're the same petty, egotistical person that I met in Chicago.
All right, Bonnie. Have it your way.
What am I supposed to be, a singer, a dancer, or an actress?
Oh, listen, honey, after the way we've been roasted around the last month, this looks like an opportunity that don't even knock once.
I think the script is bad anyway.
Well, we couldn't get Bernard Shaw. He was busy. But the script's all right. After this audition, we'll have a dozen offers. Who knows, maybe 2 dozen.
There isn't going to be any audition if Harry Crest doesn't show up.
Where is that dope? We're due to start in a minute.
Maybe the script would go better without Crest. Maybe I could do both parts with mirrors.
Stop clowning. We got to find that guy.
Miss Hayden,
The sponsors are ready for your audition.
Well, the partner isn't here yet, but he's due any minute.
But you can't keep these people waiting. Maybe you'd better read the part.
Yes, you do it.
Well, I'd be glad to, but I've had kind of a choky feeling all morning. Harry'll be here any minute.
Don't forget, first you gotta show me where they keep Reuben off when he isn't broadcasting. And then you have to show me how they make...
Quiet. Barney, can you read English? Jack, if Harry Fresh shows up, we're in studio 2. Come on.
Yes, sir.
All right, Barney, now you stand right there and read these lines where it says Mag.
Do you think you can do it?
If I knew what I had to do, maybe I could do it.
Barney, don't you do nothing until I find out what it's all about.
Lulu, come over here and sit down and listen.
I'll listen, but there's no one around, and I want to say something.
This broadcast is being piped in another room, and there are a lot of sponsors. All right, Mr. Mitchell, let it roll.
Audition. All set? Ladies and gentlemen, we present the Happy Family in a series of domestic misunderstandings.
Hello, darling. I have a surprise for you. Don't look. How do you like my new tapestries?
What is this? French or Danish tapestries?
She looked at him as if it was poison.
Quiet, please. Anything you say will be taken by me poisonally.
We were on my drapes.
Let's get off them.
Oh, who cares about your old drapes?
Looks like a case of sour drapes to me.
Let me say something.
Please lock the door and turn the key from the outside.
Turnkey? This time of year?
Sure, I saw fresh turnkeys, 37 cents a pound.
Remind me to send a telegram to my aunt in Hoboken.
Why don't you send a cable?
Let me say something, huh?
A cable to my aunt in Hoboken?
Sure. Your aunt like Clark cable.
I'll have to be leaving. I have a train to catch.
Where are you going?
Where do you live?
Out in Long Island. I commute, you know.
Why don't you commute and see me sometime?
And this concludes the first episode in the misadventures of the Happy Family.
You crazy flatheads, you've killed my only chance of big radio time.
What's the matter? I thought I was pretty funny.
If you'd only given me a chance, I might have said something.
That's what we get for knowing a couple of morons.
I wear my hat more on one side of my head than the other.
Oh, Mr. Nelson.
I'm sorry, Mr. Thomas. We were in a tough spot. The regular man in the act didn't show up.
Why, this little lady was great. A splendid comedian. But these two, where did you find them?
Well, I'll tell you. Once we played this act in Kankakee, and
They're marvelous. They'll be a sensation on the air. Where'd you get those gags?
I had them all the time in my little book. I just pulled them out and dusted them off.
This fella's gonna be the smartest dumb guy on the air. They'll be like Burns and Allen.
Just exactly what I figured. Perfect foils for Miss Hayden's sense of comedy. Great act, if you ask me. I'm the regent.
Come along to my office and we'll talk this over. As it now stands, you can have your choice of sponsors. Several are anxious to sign you up.
Well, just a minute. Who are these people?
Amalgamated Bakers, Acme Automobiles, Seltzer Cigar.
We'll go on the Seltzer Cigar.
That's a fine spot for you, but it means less money because they're paying Skip Houston and his orchestra plenty.
Now, just a minute.
Just the same, we'll take the Seltzer Cigar.
Sweet music makes a rainy day seem clear again. It brings you near again to me. Sweet music makes a bitter word grow sweet again. Two hearts can beat again in harmony. We've learned to sing a song in spring, and yet if I forget it by December, will you remember? Sweet music makes the same old story new again. I bring to you again my
Ladies and gentlemen, Cowan, Hayden, and Cowan. In the 10th episode of the trial and tribulations of their domestic life, The Happy Family. Incidental music will be supplied by Skip Houston and his band.
You're a fine example of a Sunday driver. I should have listened to Lulu. She warned me about you.
Your remarks are not called for, young man.
If they're not called for in 30 days, can I have them?
Quiet, please!
That quiet please kills me. Everyone in the office is saying it. Personally, I think their jokes are the worst I ever heard. Your hot music is all right, but them jokes. Yet we get thousands of letters asking for more of them all the time, so what can we do?
I'm afraid you misunderstand me. I'm glad they're going over, but it's ridiculous to ask a bunch of able-bodied men to play 2 measures of a theme song and a half a chorus all evening.
Well, all right. Now, what kind of a suggestion you got to make about it?
Let me out of my contract. I've got an offer to open at the Mayfair Club, and after that, an engagement on the Pacific Coast.
Well, if you'd be happier off the program, maybe we can arrange for your release.
Thank you.
We see our lawyers tomorrow about it.
Say, did you hear what Bunny said the other night? About that lawyer song? Sweet to me? Quiet, please!
How about picking them up and laying them down?
In that mob, wouldn't be respectable. Look at those girls. Are they being embraced or are they wrestling?
I don't hear any of them screaming for help.
Listen to that music. Papa, dance with Lulu.
Not now, Lulu. Papa got to attend to something outside. I'll be back in a minute.
You always wait until we're out someplace.
But it don't look kosher to me snatching my own sister.
You leave it to me. Who knows all the angles? Who made Skip Houston what he is today? Who made Bonnie a radio sensation when she was just a performer in a Chicago nightclub, where they had her on the menu? Who made more front-page stories than any other press agent in America?
Who?
I wouldn't even bother to answer. Now listen, when we all come out, you grab Lulu, shove her in the car, and drive off. Imagine the excitement. Prominent member of Happy Family kidnapped, held for 100,000 ransom. Then Dopey Malone, public enemy #1, steps in, battles the underworld to save his sister. After a few days, you bring her back. You're a hero, and we all get $1 million worth of publicity.
Yeah, but supposing I get caught?
You're taking your sister home. What's wrong in that?
Nothing. Only there's nothing romantic about holding your sister for ransom.
Never mind the romance. You gotta have this publicity to be a successful crooner.
You think it'll help me with me singing?
Sure. How you getting along with your lessons?
Great. I'm coming to the part now where I learn to sing with me eyes closed. You know.
Sure, you'll be a singing sensation in no time at all. This stunt will put you over with the band. Now wait here. Don't mess anything up, and be sure nobody recognizes you.
Certainly.
There's a different you.
There's a different you in your heart that is regular and real. There's a different you down in your heart you're trying to conceal.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Do you mind if we leave now, 10%? I have an awful headache.
Headache or heartache?
Do I show it as badly as that?
Why don't you carry a sign?
I'm sorry.
There's somebody's smile.
We're leaving, Bonnie. You're not feeling well.
You two stay and dance. There's no sense in spoiling your evening because of me.
Oh, no. We'll go with you.
Don't bother.
I want to stay here and dance.
Where's your manners? When 2 people of a party leave, the others must go too.
Well, I want to dance.
It's etiquette to leave. What would Emily Post say in a case like this?
I'm not interested in what your old girlfriends would say or do.
That's nothing short of that.
Next.
Oh! Oh! Oh, Dopey, what are you
Wait a minute.
doing?
What is this?
Oh! Oh, Barney! Barney! Oh! Barney! Barney! Speak to me, Barney! Speak to me! They've got his jaw held all together with wires. Ain't that peculiar? Just like he was a doll or something.
They ought to put some wires around his brain and hold that together, too.
Oh, do you really think that would help? I asked the doctor if he'd always have to wear those wires, but he said Barney, I was just saying...
Well, Lulu, it is a little unfair when he can't talk back.
Too bad Dopey broke your jaw. He should have broken your skull.
How did you make out?
Marvelous. They won't take the act without the four of us, so the program's off till next fall.
We'll go back then.
If they haven't forgotten all about us in the meantime.
Oh, well, it's all right then. We didn't lose our jobs.
No, just 3 months' work.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's what I call a nifty piece of understatement.
I don't see why we couldn't do the talking and Barney pantomime.
On the radio?
Yes.
Come on, you'll get softening of the brain. What you doing?
Shall I tell you outright, or do you want to take a few guesses?
Well, if it isn't an optical illusion, it's a dance routine.
Yeah, something I picked up in my spare moments. I've had plenty of spare moments these last few months, you know.
Well, that's all over and done with. A chapter in our dead past we'll bury with nary a tear nor a consoling epitaph. After this, honey, it's the open road again to fame and fortune.
What are we doing on the open road? Hitchhiking?
Well, I put it over at last. Tomorrow you dance at the Astor Theater.
You mean it? How long is it for and how much are we getting?
Well, now I'll tell you, baby, this is a benefit.
If it's for me, call it off. I still have a few pennies I'm hoarding.
Now, wait a minute. This is a great chance to show our stuff, and tomorrow all the big boys in show business will be there, and it's a great spot to give the neighbors a chance to remember us.
I see. I belong way back with the horse and buggy. All right, I'll be there. Who knows? Someday they may be giving a benefit for me.
When that time comes, honey, you can have my 10%.
Hi, Miss Hayden. I'm Trumbull of the Record.
How do you do?
You're on out for the next number, Miss Hayden.
Thank you.
Give me the lowdown. What happened really between you and Skip Houston?
Nothing. Skip and I weren't even friends.
I got you on that one.
Skip asked you to give me a break?
Me and all the rest of the boys. When a guy does that, he's plenty interesting.
Well, how's New York's most prominent nose for news?
Fine.
Still digging up the dirt for the kiddies?
This time I'm spilling some.
Ready, Miss Hayden.
I haven't time right now to tell you what I think of you, but wait around. I'm sorry that my partners, Cowan and Cowan, can't be with me tonight, but I'll try and do the dance that I almost originated in the Frolics.
Awful show, the Frolics, don't you think, Miss Hayden?
Skip! Ladies and gentlemen, I have a great surprise for you. We have with us tonight Mr. Skip Houston. Do the number with me.
I don't want to steal your act.
I need your help. It's the same number we rehearsed for the Frolics.
All right. Strike up the band.
Take up the first chorus of Annabelle.
I would like to have a little information. Have you seen Annabelle? I expected her to meet me at the station. I don't know Annabelle. Well, she's a girl with a dashing way. She is dressed very smart and gay. Would you mind introducing us? What a time we'd have in my cabriolet.
Listen, ladies, to my soulful intonation. Hating Miss Annabelle. He'll be followed by a lovely aggregation when they ring that engine bell.
Take me with you. No, me, no, me, no, me, 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 me.
Pardon me, sir, but what is your destination?
Just a nice padded cell.
I expected him to meet me at the station. Come along, Lulu Bell. If he doesn't come, I'll die of aggravation.
Just be calm, Miss Annabelle.
Do you think he is leaving me flat?
Honey, my man did me like that. Took my money, my jewelry too. I hate to say it, but I still loves that rat.
Do you think he telephoned a cancellation?
Don't give up, Miss Annabelle. Maybe he's been on a little celebration and he's stewed in some hotel.
Goodness, I'm a mess and I need another dress.
I can fix you up right swell.
Oh, where is the cause of all my agitation?
Step this way, Miss Annabelle.
Let's go. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and all northwest. Train leaving on track 26. Forward.
Over the river and Cheerio, my dear, here's where my journey starts. There's a teardrop glistening in your heart of hearts. Over the river and here I go, my dear, stifle your sobs and moans. Can't you hear that whistling by Mr. Casey Jones? There's a locomotive puffing at the station. Fare thee well, Annabelle. And I know you need a little consolation. Don't pretend, I can tell. When you feel that you're out in the rain, think of me in that Pullman train, on a cold observation car, looking for you in the dark, all in vain. I will send a telegram at every station. Fare thee well, Annabelle. If your family wants a bit of information, say that I'm doing swell. And when I come back with a pocket full of jack, you'll have something grand to tell. 'Cause I'll take you on a honeymoon vacation. Fare thee well, Annabelle.
I appreciate your words of consolation.
Fare thee well, Annabelle.
But I'd rather have a Pullman reservation.
Not today, Annabelle. For I've just got the price of my fare and enough for a parlor chair.
I've the price of a ticket, dear. Even though I may go broke, I don't care.
Sir, it's time your train is pulling from the station.
Fare thee well, Annabelle.
When do we go on that honeymoon vacation?
Maybe soon, but who can tell?
Well, suppose, my dear, that while I am waiting here, I should fall for someone swell.
Did you say that you can buy a reservation? Get on board, Annabelle. Don't you think we make a dandy combination?
Buy some fish, Lulu Bell, for the cat.
Honey lamb, I'll tend to that.
Better wise up that cat of yours, that she's moving soon to our little flat.
How my folks would love this little celebration.
Yes, they would. Hope to tell. Are
all your folks would start collapsing around the station when they heard that choo-choo bell.
But I just don't care, 'cause it isn't their affair.
Say, I hear that brakeman yell. So be good and cut out all your dissipation.
Hello, Delphi. Do you still want to be a crooner?
Certainly. What do you think I'm in practicing for?
Okay, I guarantee in 2 weeks I can stand you on a soapbox in the town square of St. Thomas and they'll hear you moaning in South Seattle. All I want's my 10%, okay?
Okay.
Come on.
By the strength of heart and hand, let me live with the sun and the wind and the rain.
Ain't he great?
While I plant my acres with gold.
That is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Let me build my love nest with a stick and stone under good.
Gentlemen, once more I give you music's gift to Radioland, a moaner who wears no man's flower in his lapel, a real man, a two-gun, hard-fisted singer of songs. And he's yours, gentlemen, all yours.
I'm afraid you're through with radio and show business, darling. From now on, you're going to devote your time to being a wife and a mother.
Smile when you say that. My great hand. I'm even beginning to like that smile.